Are you feeling tired and excruciatingly exhausted in your PCOS life? You know all the things to do to reverse your PCOS but can't seem to get started as you're so tired. So keep listening as I'm going to explain to you the difference between physical tiredness and emotional tiredness, the most common reasons for both, ways to solve them, how to reverse your PCOS while feeling tired, and one day not be so tired. Hi, I'm Dr. Rashmi Pawar. I am an OBGYN physician and a life coach who helps PCOS women optimize their lifestyle habits so that they can keep their PCOS under control. So, tiredness is a common theme for most of my PCOS women. They experience this on a regular basis. Now, most of these women are smart. They are very smart. Some of them are students, some of them are working, some of them are stay-at-home moms. They all have researched all the things to do to reverse PCOS. They even know the strategies that I teach, which is plan, constrain, and use a systematic process to change one lifestyle habit at a time. And yet they can't seem to get motivated enough to get started because they're tired. So let's first come to our first point. What is the difference between physical tiredness and emotional tiredness? So physical tiredness is something which is happening when your muscles and your body is physically tired, right? Because you have worked hard physically the whole day. You might have been on your toes all day, walking, running, carrying stuff, operating in nurses and doctors' cases, cooking, shopping, gardening, teaching if you're a teacher, or teaching exercises if you're that kind of a teacher, or driving, or just having worked all day. And you have gotten no opportunity to sit down and relax. You might be physically tired. Or you were physically sick and feeling drained. You might have an infection, some sort of viral infection or like a chronic infection, or you might have anemia. You might have a thyroid issue. You might be bleeding heavily, which is causing you tiredness. You might have irritable bowel syndrome, or you might be heavily bloated due to the indigestion, and that is causing you the physical exhaustion. Or you might have not slept well at night, or you regularly don't sleep well at night and you feel tired the whole day. Or you are regularly dehydrated, you don't drink enough water, because when our brain is dehydrated, we are very irritable and we are very groggy. It's like a hangover. Or you've studied really hard, or you work really hard on some projects at work. These all things can physically exhaust you because you have been in that sort of position, or you're using a lot of muscles throughout the day, which can exhaust you, and this can lead to physical tiredness. Your muscles are super sore, and it can resolve with a good night's sleep in most cases. But if it's dehydration that is the case, you just have to hydrate enough. If you have a medical disorder, your body might need time to heal, or you might need a definitive treatment to heal it. Like if you have anemia, you need iron tablets, or like a detailed evaluation, why are you anemic? If you are bleeding, you need to stop that bleeding. If you have IBS or you have any sort of intestinal issues, you need to look into all the foods which are causing you that, or the emotions which are driving that. So these are all the things which are producing physical tiredness. Now, what is emotional tiredness? Now, our emotions are generated by our thinking. There are sentences in our mind, like how I'm talking right now, there is a chatter happening in my mind, so it happens in your mind as well. Those sentences trigger emotions or feelings in your body. Now, emotional tiredness is constantly feeling emotions like stress, worry, anxiety, dread, sadness sometimes, grief or loss, anger, rage, jealousy, disappointment, even hopelessness. This sort of emotional tiredness can present as emotional eating, procrastination, being irritable, blaming others, blaming self sometimes, shaming yourself internally, sleep disturbances, mood swings, difficulty concentrating, and eventually a lack of motivation to do anything. So you will continue doing the basic things, but you will not do anything extra. That is happening from emotional tiredness. How to recover from this? Sometimes resting helps, sleeping helps. So many of my clients would try to sleep as much as they can. Like when they wake up early in the morning to help out their kids and their husband to go to work, they immediately come and sleep because it's just they're still so tired. But no amount of sleep is solving their tiredness, because emotional tiredness is coming from unconscious thinking. Rapid fire thinking is spinning in that thinking. And this needs support from a life coach. A therapist, a psychotherapist, will help you resolve traumas from the past and will be implementing their processes to help you in their tools. But a life coach specifically can sort out any problem you bring to the session with a cognitive behavior therapy model, where whatever issue you're bringing, I am trained to help you out with anything, because all problems are thought problems and we can always find a better feeling thought to solve a problem. So that's what I offer. But you can literally bring anything to a session. Sometimes emotional tiredness can't be fixed in one session, but you might get a relief knowing that there's an alternate belief. And you might need longer sessions, more frequent sessions to coach on the same issue. And in some cases, when I see that coaching is not helping this client, I do recommend getting some psychotherapy on those particular issues, because there's deep-rooted trauma, which is like sort of interfering with healing process. Now, understand one very important thing. Life coaching is for high-achieving adults. I can only help you if you don't have some mental health disorders. So life coaching can be complementary for anxiety disorders or depression, but most other mental health disorders like schizophrenia, bipolar, manic disorders, or like many other ones, life coaching cannot work. So if you don't have those disorders, you should definitely try considering life coaching. So if you just have like anxiety or depression, which most of us have, right, like mood swings, definitely consider coaching, because there is this whole world on the other side which is possible for you with just some coaching. Apart from coaching and therapy, there are some things that you can do on your own when it comes to emotional tiredness, like practicing stress management techniques like meditation, mindfulness practices, praying, somatic exercises. These exercises help us separate the emotion from the thinking. Now, when I was as a doctor, I was not trained about all these things. So when I used to read, when someone said these things, you need to meditate, I had no clue how to do that. I was like, yeah, okay, it makes sense, but I don't know how to do that. So I had to take a lot of coaching to understand that. I had to do my own research to understand that. I had to like pay a lot of people to teach me that. So it's something which is a skill which you have to learn by doing more. My personal favorite somatic exercise, or like a way to regulate my emotions, is to sit in that chair behind me in a comfortable chair with my eyes closed for 10 minutes. And I do this at least minimum 2-3 times a day. Anytime I have any free time, instead of like going for a cup of coffee or like going on Instagram, I would use that amazing time to sit in my chair, where this sofa chair is like fully hugging my body. All my back areas are hugged, nicely supported, and I just sit there with my eyes closed and let the thoughts come. And sometimes in a minute I just want to get up and get out. I'm like, no, I can't do this, but I'm like, no, sit for 5 to 10 minutes. I don't want to listen to anything, no meditation, calming things, nothing. Just sit with my thoughts, eyes closed, no impulses coming, just sit with my thoughts. And I slowly start noticing the fast sentences in my mind start slowing down. I notice the images and the sensations that I'm feeling. And sometimes when they're not slowing down, I have to tell myself, slow down, Rashmi, slow down, Rashmi. I ground myself, I touch myself, and be like, slow down, it's okay, we are fine. And then it slows down. And sometimes I find that I still have this energy. So then I'm like, okay, it looks like I still have this energy and I have to use it in some way, some productive way, something that I want instead of like something which I don't want. So apart from this meditation exercise that I do for myself, having a set of resourcing routines is also very useful. Something like doing a little yoga every day consistently. I do daily yoga after waking up, like at least 15-20 minutes. Drinking a liter of water, 1 whole liter of water after I'm done with my yoga, is something which I definitely do. I know I'm taking care of my body when I do that. Walking in the sun, like when I go to drop my kid, when I pick her back, I wear short clothes and go walking so that the sun sits on my skin. I get my vitamin D. I walk towards my gym as well. So walking in sun is like without any podcast, without any music, just enjoying that experience, sitting with my mind, walking with my mind, is something very useful. Sometimes sitting in the sun, if you have an option to do that, or walking bare feet. These could be resourcing activities where you know you're paying attention to that activity, and if you do this regularly, you know you're taking care of your body no matter what your brain says. You know you're taking care of your body when you do these things. And this is very important. Like, I wake up with a lot of dread in the morning. Like, I don't know why that happens, but it happens. I wake up with dread and my brain is just telling me all these scary things. This can happen, that can happen, you did this, you did that, and all of that. And I have to remind myself, like, oh no, this is fine. This is just my morning brain and it's okay. It's gonna calm down in some time once I do my resourcing activities. So you have to learn to separate yourselves from all this thinking brain of yours. Not everything that you think is true. You have to question everything. So I ask my clients to be creative with their resourcing activities that can bring them to the present moment, something that can ground them to current reality. Both type of tiredness, emotional tiredness and physical tiredness, can overlap sometimes, as emotional exhaustion can lead to physical fatigue and vice versa. But we need to know which tiredness we are experiencing. So ask yourself, why am I physically tired, or am I emotionally tired? Now let's come to how to reverse PCOS when you're feeling physically or emotionally tired. I like to look at physical and emotional tiredness as a neutral circumstance, like a diagnosis, right? Like someone tells you have PCOS. What does that mean? Like for me, it's like, oh yeah, I have PCOS, but that doesn't mean like I'm gonna die or something, or I'm gonna like suffer all life. No, this is just who I am, and I have a way to live my life. I can decide how I will live it. I will figure out a solution of living my life successfully in a healthy way while having PCOS. It's just like being a girl, right? Like I was born a girl, so I want to be as a girl. Like some people might not like being a girl, but I like being a girl. So that's what I mean. Like being a girl is a circumstance, and how you think about it is up to you. So look at being physically tired or emotionally tired as a circumstance or a fact or a diagnosis. Now, our brain is always giving it a meaning, our thinking brain. It has an opinion of feeling tired, and many times that opinion could look like, I shouldn't be feeling tired, I don't want to be tired, why me? Something is wrong with me for feeling this way, I can't do anything, I don't want to do anything, right? Because I'm tired. Now, this is where coaching comes in. I help my clients ask questions to their unique beliefs. Like I really question all their beliefs. Like this one belief, right? Like I shouldn't be feeling tired. Like, is this true? Like you shouldn't be feeling tired? And then they will be like, yeah, I shouldn't be. Like, but is it really true that you shouldn't be feeling tired? Like if it's end of the day, you're physically worked the whole day, it's true that you should be feeling tired. Why are you like pushing yourself to like not be tired? Your body is telling you you're tired. Now, so it is, if it's true, then what? Like take care of your body, right? Like how are we going to go about our life while feeling tired? Now, if you're physically tired in the daytime because you didn't sleep in the night, you need to like look into the sleeping habit. Like why am I not sleeping well at night, right? Like you look at the cause of why you're feeling tired. This is especially true if you're physically tired. And I always ask my clients to reduce their physical workload if they're working extra. So like if they're always walking around and like not getting opportunities to sit, So nobody's like making them walk. Like some professions, yes, they are always made to stand, and I really feel bad for them. But I'm like, they know what they're doing, and they always get their breaks. So you are responsible for getting that break of yours, right? So sit down more often, be authoritative, take responsibility for your own body, and ask for your breaks. Take frequent mental breaks, like those meditation breaks if you have an opportunity. Bathroom breaks. Drink a lot of water, go to pee. Your body will make you run to pee. When you go to pee, sit down for like few minutes and like just let the emotions come down. Doing mindfulness activities almost every 2-3 hours. Like if you're doing this every day, like regularly touching base with your body, slowing down, know that you can take care of yourself, you might not be so tired at the end of the day. Hydrating yourself regularly. I ask them to do that. When you're physically tired, are you dehydrated, right? Work on their sleep routine to optimize it. This is crucial. This is like, I can't even tell you how basic this is, and yet our brains are wired to stay up at night. And I'm going to talk about more about that like ahead in this episode. If you have any medical disorders, correct it. Correct your anemia if its hemoglobin is low. Stop that bleeding tap if you are, just one second. Oh gosh, I have to drop my daughter. Okay, sorry. So correct your anemia if it's low. Stop that bleeding tap if you're bleeding heavily. Correct your thyroid if that's high or low. Look into the food that you're eating and your mind around your gut. Your gut is telling you what's happening in your mind. Look into those things if you have any bowel disorders. Check what can come off from your list of things that you're doing. Like, do you really have to do everything? Like, do you really have to do everything? So the tiredness is reduced proactively first. Like, reduce the number of things that you're doing. Even for this, so many of my clients need to use a systematic process, a systematic coaching over months and years. But get started with that one thing. Like, eventually you will clean up all your habits and you won't be so tired. Now, if you can't remove much, you have to do those things, and there is no medical disorder. In that case, I ask my clients to find sentences that can support them to doing things even when they're tired. When it comes to reversing PCOS, I want them to do 4 important things, which is like daily exercise, no matter what, at least 5 minutes, maximum 40 minutes. Make time for that. Second is drinking 1 liter of water first thing in the morning. Third is plan your meals ahead of time. Fourth is sleeping earlier than usual to get that 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. Of all these, the only thing which is physically uncomfortable is exercise. Rest all don't demand you to even feel motivated. We don't need motivation to drink 1 liter of water every morning. We just have to commit to it and do it. We don't need motivation to plan our meals. Don't wait for motivation to come. That's never gonna come. 100%. Especially planning your meals, no way. We want our freedom. But we do it without motivation. It's nothing but just instructions that we lay out for our brain, so we eat accordingly. It barely takes 5 to 10 minutes. Sleeping early, literally, is a resting activity. Why are we on our phones at night, eating late, watching TV when we are physically tired? It is an ideal time to fall asleep. But no, we are seeking that dopamine hit every night to beat exhaustion. Why? We can beat tiredness with sleep at night, officially. For me, I'm just waiting for the sun to go down, and I'm so excited with my nighttime routine as it leads to my super precious sleep. We should be sleeping 1/3 of our life. Whatever work we do needs to happen in that 2/3 awake time. So even if you're a student or working in a job or a housewife, get your priorities straight. You need to be in bed at least 8 hours every night. If you are a shift worker, question if you really need to do that. I did that. I questioned it. The only reason I left my profession was because I wanted to sleep every night. I was willing to go through the learning and mastering this whole new career just to sleep every night. So I would question that. Do I have to do this profession? Just like because that's what I studied all my life? But if you don't have immediate solutions, at least get that 8 hours of sleep in darkness during daytime. Now, for many, they might not have privileges, or you might not have privileges that I had, but I like to think every time I sense I can't have something, there is a burning desire to have it building up slowly, slowly. And I had to feel that pinch of sleeplessness for 20 years while being a doctor to finally embrace my desire to sleep every night. So that's my rant on sleep. But coming to exercise, we can use the same commitment that we have for drinking water, sleeping, or planning our meals to exercise. Initiation is the hardest part ever for any human being to start anything new. But we need to make it easy for us to initiate. That is something which is in our power. Like, can I break this task down and I just have to do this one small step, the baby steps. So every morning my brain will want to not exercise. But I say, just open the mat and just do the headstand. That's it. You don't have to do the whole exercise. Just do the headstand because I don't ever want to forget it. So just can you do the headstand? Just wear the gym clothes. And once you wear the gym clothes, just go down. Just walk towards the gym. Get your vitamin D. Just do the legs exercises today. You don't have to do the upper body if you don't want to. It's these small negotiations that get me to doing this uncomfortable thing. Simultaneously, I like to imagine feeling achievement every time I exercise, especially when I lift higher weights. And when my muscles hurt, I know I have done something uncomfortable and I did not die. Exercise every time and get my muscles sore, I know I have done something hard and challenging. It makes me feel capable and confident. I have practiced that sentence and that feeling that I can do hard things. This is very important when you feel tired because your brain doesn't want to do something which is uncomfortable. Because as we grow older, we are going to find everything uncomfortable. We are going to feel tired all the time. We're going to be in pain all the time. Going to the bathroom is going to be painful. But if you do this daily uncomfortable things, you're building a muscle to do hard, uncomfortable things every day, and you're not scared of it anymore. You will not resist it so much in your future if you practice doing hard things now. This sentence, I can do hard things, will generate capability and confidence, and that will fuel us to do things even when we are physically and emotionally tired. Now, emotional tiredness demands us to be interrupted with other human involvement. Our thoughts are generating emotional tiredness. It keeps us in worry, overwhelm, confusion, doubt, panic, dread. These are heavy feelings. They literally make us feel heavy in our body. That's why we feel so tired and we are doing things while feeling these heavy feelings. So they can be interrupted, and there is a process to do that. I can help you with it. Consider coming on that free consultation to see if you like to consider getting coached by me weekly to solve both your emotional and physical tiredness. Now, as a life coach, I have tools that have helped me change my sentences in my mind whenever I want to. I have trained myself over 5 years so far, and I won't make you a life coach by just coaching with me, but I can help you change your sentences which are producing those heavy feelings. Slowly, slowly you will learn my tools, and one day you will learn to use them by yourself. But this would demand you to get started with reversing your PCOS even when you're physically tired. In the meantime, I offer you to sit with the possibility of one day not feeling so tired, because you're not eating food that inflame you anymore, but eating food that nourish you. Because you are using your muscles every day and you're keeping your insulin resistance under control. Because you're sleeping every night like a baby, letting your body heal well. Because you have mastered a way to recognize when you start feeling panic, when you start feeling anxiety, dread, worry, you know how to interrupt it by processing these emotions while changing the narrative in your mind and eventually changing your feelings to not so tired. When you have taken care of these 4 key areas of your life, your food, your sleep, your movement, and your mind, you would not feel so tired. And even if you do, you will know what it means. So again, if you have not considered yet getting coached by me, get in touch and let's get you started. Until next time, have a beautiful week. Bye bye.